Hey everyone, I'm so excited to have you guys watching this video. My name is Kristen Wyatt. I am the founder of our team, the Aligned Society, and been with this company for almost 2 years. I am a platinum ambassador with Q Sciences. I'm also a member of our Equity Council, which is kind of our board of advisors, if you will. And I'm really honored to be able to get connected with you. Please feel free to reach out to me. You'll see me on the Aligned Society page, but friend request me on Facebook. Reach out to me if you ever need anything, and I'm happy to partner with you. But today I want to go over this launch form with you. It's in simpler terms, our onboarding process, okay? And I want to help you fill out this form, and then we're going to get you scheduled on what we call an action call. So you're going to fill this form out front and back as much as you can, adding as many names to your list, which we'll get there in a second, as you can. And then once the form is completely filled out, that's when you're going to get with your sponsor and schedule your action call. Hopefully you're looking at this and you already have a day and time scheduled for your action call, and it will most likely be with your sponsor as well as their upline support mentor, maybe even myself. So first and foremost, I want you to fill out this whole first section of the form. At the very top, you'll see where you can write in your ambassador ID number, your start date, your password, your silver leader, which is the person above you that's the rank of silver or higher, as well as your VP of sales. We have VP of sales and Equity Council members all within the company. And so you want to put the one that's nearest to you, so you can always go to them if you ever needed somebody like that to help you with something. Most of this information can be found in your welcome email. If you need help finding any of this information, just shoot your sponsor a message, jot down the things that you need, and they can help you find it. Under My Tools and Opportunity, this second section, this as well is found in your welcome email. They'll give you a tour of the Q Sciences back office, your personal website. It shows what it is there with your username as part of your link. The Q Connect Pro app, it's an app that you have access to for free for your first 30 days, and then it's $15 a month from there on after. So just make sure you know your username and password is the same as your back office, but just make sure that you know if you do want that app, that it is going to be $15 a month. I love it as a business investment because you can send samples from the app. There's PDFs, there's tools that you can access. It's a ton of really great information. It's a very, very smart business expense for me. And then Q Pay. QPay is how we get paid our commissions. If you go to our team page, The Aligned Society, there is, you can search in that page and your sponsor can tag you in a page of how to set up your hyper wallet. But most of this will make sense when you see your welcome email. If you did not get a welcome email, which I'll get to here in a second, that just means you can go to www.qsciences.com/welcome, and that will give you all of that information. Staying plugged into the Q culture is really important as well. We have Facebook pages and corporate calls that you want to definitely stay plugged into. And now we're going to go ahead and get started on the actual launching process. So I want you to go down in your form where it says your why. So I know the first part's just a lot of administrative information. Make sure you get that filled out so you've got that stuff easily accessible. Like I mentioned, you can go to the welcome email here on the website if you need to, but I want to talk to you about your why. Your why is, in short, why you want to do this, right, as a business, but I want you to peel back those layers. I want you to pause this video, take a minute to really think this through, and I want you to jot down the reason you want this really, okay? I want you to peel back the layers. Sometimes it feels like maybe you just want some extra money, or maybe it's to get it into an emergency savings. I want you to keep asking yourself, why is that? Why is that important to you? Why is this important to you? Why is that? Why is that? And the reason being, I'll give you an example. I read this book, a network marketer wrote the book, and she was helping somebody kind of figure out what their why was. And she originally just said, well, I want extra money. And that seems like an easy answer, right? But when she peeled back the layers with her, it turned out that she had a really rough situation. She was married previously, thought everything was okay, and her husband up and left her and her children out of the blue, totally blindsided her and her family with nothing, left her with nothing. And she told her sponsor, you know, even though I'm remarried now and I'm happy and all, I was blindsided before. It happened before and it technically could happen again. And that really clued her sponsor in that this is not just getting an emergency savings. This isn't just, oh, I want to have a savings in case I get a flat tire. This is really taking your entire family's future for you and your children long term into your own hands for you to feel safe. Those are two very different things. So you see how sometimes it's hard to peel back those layers because we have to be vulnerable, but it's the number one thing that's going to help fuel you during this journey, not just to keep you motivated. Motivation comes and goes. We're going to teach you habits and discipline that keep you going, but more importantly, it's going to help you withstand the rejection you're going to get. It's going to help you withstand some of the hardships of entrepreneurship. So I want you to pause this video, jot down a few thoughts, and when you're done, go ahead and come back and we'll move on. Okay, hopefully you have some thoughts written down here, and we're going to go over this more on your action call. But for now, I want you to skip down a little bit, and we're going to talk about your first week goals. Your first weekly goals are going to be two things that we'll go over more on your action call. First and foremost, you want to get your first 2 ambassadors. So write down 2 ambassadors. You also want to get Care and Share qualified. Care and Share rewards is how you get your products free. If we can help you in your first 7 days, not only get your first 2 ambassadors, but also get 3 customers, which qualifies you for Care and Share, you will not have to pay for your products next month, and you'll be well on your way to unlocking some of these fast start bonuses. I know it seems like a lot right now. I want you to just write those things down. During your action call, we're going to tell you exactly how to do that and what it looks like for you based on how much time you have to work per day and so on and so forth. This is a little breakdown of our Care and Share Rewards program. As you can see here, the most important things you want to circle, now this is further down on your form if you want to flip to the page where it shows this, I want you to circle the word preferred. These customers that you get that help you get free products are preferred customers. I also want you to circle the word auto ship. Auto ship is the whole home base of this program. The whole premise is if you have an auto ship and then you get customers on an auto ship, you get rewarded. That's the whole point, because we want to make sure that people have a repeating order so we don't derail them. Their health journey doesn't derail. Okay, so this is an example. Here's you. Let's say you have 1, 2, 3 customers and they all buy 100. Well, the total is 300, and that gets you Care and Share qualified. But what's cool about it is you want to have 3 or more preferred customers that equal 300 total, but it could be 10 customers and they each buy $30. Again, doesn't matter how many, as long as it's 3 minimum and the total is 300, you get free products. Again, don't let this overwhelm you. I know it's a lot of numbers and information. During your action call, we're going to break this down. But I also want to show you this Q Rewards point system. If you have an auto ship turned on, during months 2 and 6, you end up getting rewards building up, 10% of your PV amount, months 7 through 12, 15%. Long story short, as you keep ordering, repeat orders equal rewards. If you keep your auto ship on, your rewards build up and you can cash those rewards in for free products at any time that you want to. But the second you turn your auto ship off, all the points go down the drain. So it's really, really imperative both for Care and Share and for our reward system that you keep your auto ship turned on at 100 PV. Okay? Accountability. We want to go ahead and schedule a couple more calls with you. So I want you to check your calendar. That way, when you get on your action call, you have some days and times that you can make yourself available 1 week from your action call, as well as a month after your action call. And we're going to do little connection calls with your sponsor and hopefully their upline or near silver leader. And we're just going to walk you through the process, see how you're doing. We're going to be here all the time anyway to lock arms with you, especially during your first 90 days. But just have some days and times set aside before your action call to make sure that we get these calls scheduled for you as well. Now let's talk about creating our schedule. Kind of have some vision for your future. When we have our action call, we're going to talk to you about these different ranks and what's the monthly amount that you would love to see yourself at. Think about yourself 90 days from now. You know, what would the amount be on a monthly basis that would make you feel proud of yourself and feel accomplished and be ready for your next 90 days and feel like, wow, this was a really smart business investment. You know, maybe it's the rank of bronze, which is $1,700 a month and a $2,500 bonus, right? But if you're looking at bronze and going, wow, I'd love to be there in 90 days, I want you to look down here as well. Bronze is about 7 to 10 hours per week. So that's somebody who's really looking to spend at least 1 hour dedicated every single day. Okay, so you might go, oh, wow, that's a lot. I don't have that much time to spend. So maybe we make your goal elite originally, which is only 5 to 7 hours. So you can chop that up into 30-minute blocks, or you can do 5 full hours over the course of 2 days, whatever works for you. But I want you to just kind of have in your mind around how many hours it takes per week on a consistent basis to reach these milestones in your first 90 days. And ask yourself, when can you work each day? Where would you like to see yourself? Is it worth it to you to maybe make that little extra sacrifice to have that meeting with your family and say, can I do this, and set this time aside over the next 90 days to go after these goals? And we'll help you come up with your schedule and all that as well during your call. Okay, so now we're going to get you writing a lot of names down. Here on your list, we talk about your Fab Five. If you see this section on the paper, I believe it's on the second page, that your Fab Five are people that you know, love, and trust more than anyone in your life, but they also know, love, and trust you the most, okay? These are people you would feel comfortable giving a call, shooting them a text, telling them that you're getting involved in something new and kind of looking to seek their feedback or hear their input on it. And they would take a look at it because it's you, right? So write down those 5 names. Go ahead and hit pause right now on the video so you get those 5 names real quick right off the top of your head, and then come back when you're done. Okay, so hopefully you have those 5 names. Now we're gonna flip the page again, go to page 3, and you're gonna see this big, long contact list. Speaking of building a list, okay, I want you to have at least 30 names on this list before your action call. Okay, non-negotiable, you got to get 30 names down. And I promise you, look at here on the form, it talks about friends, relatives, acquaintances. I want you to really think outside of the box, pull out your Facebook, get out your old Rolodex, get your cell phone out, look at your old high school yearbooks, whatever you have to do. It doesn't mean that they're people that you're super close to, but maybe they are. I want you to think of the first 30 people that come to mind of people that you're in communication with. Maybe you work with them, maybe you go to church with them, you've met them through sports, or they're your kids' friends. Whoever they are, write their names down. Even if some of them you've lost touch with a little bit, we'll talk to you about what that looks like. And don't worry, you're not going to be like reaching out to them about this when you haven't talked to them in 5 years or anything. This is really just data dumping. So don't prejudge anyone. There are people out there, I promise you, that it seems like they're really healthy and they eat clean and they work out all the time, and they might have mental health concerns or digestive issues, and you would never know it. It's the same financially. There might be somebody that seemingly has all the money in the world and loves their job. They might have no savings and have poor financial habits or a horrible retirement, or honestly, they're great with money and they just miss their kids. You just never know. So don't prejudge anyone. Pause this video, jot down 30 names as quick as you can, or get as many names as you can, and then you can come back and we'll move on. Okay, so hopefully you have a good list put together, at least 30 names. If you're not quite there yet, it's okay. Make sure you're at 30 before your action call, and we'll tell you what to do and where to go from there. We're going to expose these people to Q Sciences, and we're going to do it through having a few events, okay? We're not going to plan them right now, obviously, but again, I want to get your wheels turning on a few different dates that you can set aside to have your first, what we call a Fab 5 event. It's an event specifically for you online on Zoom, much like this, and we are going to get your people together, your first initial grouping of people. We're going to invite them to take a look at this. And somebody other than you will kind of share a little bit about the products and the business with them. We also have team events, and we'll talk to you about our team rhythm and our calendar on our calls so that you can know exactly what we have made available to you and you can plug in your schedule that way as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the process. You've seen this kind of what looks to be a laundry cycle wheel, but it's all about falling in love with this process, following the system, being really coachable, don't reinvent the wheel, and you're going to get results. Now, here's the information overload, okay? I'm gonna walk you through this little by little, but just know on your action call when we actually start working and we tell you how to do this and what it looks like in your everyday life, you're gonna feel so much less overwhelmed because you're gonna be doing it yourself, and you're gonna see how you have our support and how simple it can be. The first thing is launch, right? We already got you launched. That's this right here. We're going to plan your 3 events first thing on your action call, and then we're going to pique people's interest. All that means is we're asking people to take a look at this, and we're going to make it simple for you. We'll give you our verbiage that we like to use when we're talking to our closest friends, family, relatives, that sort of thing, and you can tweak it to make it sound like you. But it's virtually just asking people if they're open to taking a look at this. Then we let them take a look. Whether it's sharing a tool, maybe a recorded video, or you're inviting them to an online event like the ones that we mentioned, the most important thing that you remember, and this is what lets you off the hook, is you don't have to deliver the message. In fact, you want to keep pointing back to the event or the tool and not being the expert, not answering those questions, because whatever you do, they're going to think they have to do it. And if you're being the expert, they're going to think they have to learn how to be the expert. And then it takes away the simplicity, right? Because what if they have a full-time job and 6 kids and they're a single parent, right? Not everybody is going to be able to memorize these things and do it alone. And that's why we lock arms with you, especially in your first 90 days. Really quickly, jot down this link. This is not anywhere on your launch form. This is just a website I want you to write down, thealignedsociety.com/videos. This link is really important because on here will be up-to-date recorded presentation videos for you to access for people that can't come to an event that's scheduled, or they're too busy to hop on an event, but they are willing to watch a recording. So make sure you jot that down, and there's a couple options on there that are short and sweet presentations that are perfect to share. Okay, so after we've invited them to the event, here's the most important part. When they've been exposed to Q, it's just a matter of sorting them. Remember, I'm using the word expose, right? So we're not trying to sell them product or trying to get them recruited into our business. We're just trying to expose them. That's your only goal, is to get people from point A to point B. They didn't know about Q, and now they do because of you. That's it. Whether they're interested or not, that's irrelevant. This is a numbers game. Eventually, you will talk to someone who's open to this and who might be way more interested than you ever thought. It's just a matter of remembering why you're doing this, help you get through some of that rejection or some people that may not be interested, which is okay. Not take it personally, and just keep going until you find the people that really do need this. And I promise you, it's the most rewarding thing whenever you are able to see their health or their finances transform because you were bold enough to bring it up to them. So once they're exposed and they see Q Sciences, they're either interested, they're not interested, or they have questions. If they have questions or they're interested, again, we're going to let you off the hook. The next step in the process is a 3-way conversation. Instead of feeling like you have to answer their questions or do the research or figure out what products would be best for them, you're going to connect them with your sponsor or your nearest silver upline or whoever's mentoring you in this business. They are going to help answer those questions for the person. The way I do that is I like to use this verbiage. Who we really need to talk to is. I use that verbiage because I'm like, oh yeah, great point. Definitely. I know you would love the hemp. Who we really need to talk to is my friend Kristen. She's my guru in the hemp. She's a perfect person for you to talk to, and she'll help you figure out what products to start with. Let me connect us, right? You can do a 3-way text, a 3-way Facebook message. You can set up a phone call, whatever you and your prospect feel comfortable with. But again, don't be the expert, right? Okay, so here's your homework. Number 1, we got to get your action call scheduled. In order to have your action call, we got to make sure your list is at least how many people? 30, at least 30 people, okay? So make sure you get 30 people on this list, and then we'll tell you what to do with them from there. And then I want you to stay connected. After you watch this video, your sponsor is gonna add you to things like our team page, The Aligned Society. It's on Facebook, and it's great for business training and resources. You're also gonna be added to a chat thread, again on Facebook. It's just Facebook chat, and it's titled Do Not Respond. It's not because I don't wanna hear your beautiful voices or talk to you or chit chat with you all the time. It's because we don't want to blow up people's notifications. Have you ever been in a family chat thread and then there's 45 unread messages while you're at work and you're like, it can be overwhelming. And so instead, this Do Not Respond chat thread is just outgoing reminders from me and some of the leaders to help you know what's going on today, what events might be coming up, etc. But as you can see, I'm big on setting work hours. I'm big on setting boundaries. Family always comes first. Q Sciences has the 5 F's as our core values: faith, family, friends, fitness, faith, family, friends, fitness, finances. I'm like, am I missing 2 or just 1? And then finances. It's the 5 F's, and they're the things that we need to value the most. And you'll notice that finances, you'll notice all those things come at the bottom. Faith, family, friends come first. People. come first, right? And so we want to make sure that we really live out that value by setting boundaries and protecting our family, protecting our friendships by not spamming them before they're ready to even hear about Q, and prioritizing those things. On your form, you'll see this income producing activity section, and it talks about a great way to kind of prioritize your day. You know, sharing Q with 2 new people a day, adding 2 names to your list every single day, you know, following up with people who are really interested in the business, following up with even your current people that join you or make a purchase of products, giving them good customer service, right? So just remember to stay connected. A lot of this is going to be a good amount of information. So turn off those notifications if you need to. Just come back to this when you have time during your work hours. Because again, this is something that can be conducive for you, whether you're doing this full-time or very, very part-time spare time. And last but not least, I know this was further up in your form, but I wanted you to hear it from me, how important it is to get connected with our financial freedom movement. I love this quote: you can choose courage or you can choose comfort. Unfortunately, you cannot have both. Doesn't say that, but I say, unfortunately, you cannot have both. I love Brene Brown, and because she speaks about that vulnerability and being courageous even when it's not comfortable. And sometimes that's how this is. Talking about money, talking about finances, that can be a really vulnerable thing. Whether you're set with retirement till you're 95 plus and you're like, oh no, I'm good, I don't need anyone's advice. Well, it's free. Get on the phone with one of these financial coaches. Maybe they'll point out some blind spots you hadn't thought about now that you're in the network marketing space earning an income. Or maybe you're on the other side of the pendulum and you're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, or you haven't paid your taxes in years and you're feeling like that weight or pressure on your shoulders around your finances. That's what they're passionate about, is being able to lift that weight off and relieve some of that pressure so that you can get your financial home in order, earn an income through this as your plan B, and then get a savings plan that you can stick to where you have something to show for it at the end. So go ahead and email them, ffm@qsciences.com. I want you to email them even before your action call. Send an email that says, I'm new to Q, I'm ready to get my coaching started, here's my name and number, and then we want to celebrate you on your action call that you've done this and you have your first call set up. Trust me, it's changed my life. It's changed so many of the leaders in this company's lives, and I can't wait to hear what your story is after you get this incredible coaching. So thank you guys so much. I know this was a ton of information, but again, our main goal today was to just give you a ton of info to fill out that form. This isn't going to be something you're going to absorb perfectly right out of the gate. Now I want you to meet my family in this beautiful recording.
Oh, no, sorry.
It's okay, this is actually perfect timing. I'm recording a video that people are going to see when they join us. This is my sweet boy who's very hungry, and my other sweet boy, Dwayne. And we are so appreciative of you guys. I'm excited to meet all of you, hopefully some of you on our action call. So make sure you friend request me on Facebook so we can be connected. See how happy he gets when he's with me? Thanks, honey. Okay, bye everyone. Talk to you soon.